Stand and salute the flag. United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today is September 18th. The time is 6:10, and we are about to start the first meeting, basically, since our students have started school. In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as follows. On January 17th and August 6, 2025, notice was sent to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, Union County Local Source, Tap into Linden, and Clerk of the municipality. By state law, there is no smoking permitted in this building at any time. In addition to the listed items on this agenda, this Board of Education may discuss and act upon other items not specifically referred to herein as is allowed at a regularly scheduled board meeting under the Sunshine Law. Roll call.
Ms. El-Washahi. Ms. Pino.
Present.
Ms. Thomas.
Present.
Ms. Ulysse. Ms. Armstead.
Present.
Ms. Carrillo.
Present.
Ms. Cintron. And Dr. Berghammer.
Present. At this time, we will open the meeting up to comments from the public. Members of the public desiring to make a public comment may come forward at this time. For those watching online, if you wish to make a comment or ask a question, please utilize the raise your hand feature on the online meeting platform. Please begin your comments by stating your name and address. Individuals are invited to speak on one topic at a time, and no individual will speak more than once until all individuals so desiring have spoken once. The public is reminded that to ensure the efficient and orderly operation of the meeting, members of the public will be limited to speaking on agenda items for 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Fatson Samrain. I reside in 101 West Crater Street, and I'm speaking on behalf of certain social media activity yesterday done by the Linden Public Schools page.
Is this agenda item, ma'am?
Not quite, no, but this is a public comment.
All right, because we have 2 comments from the public. One, the first comment from the public is for agenda items only.
Okay.
At the end of the meeting, we have open public meeting. But you know what I would do?
Sure.
I would give you grace for 3 minutes.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So the comment I'm making today is, as most of you know, I used to be an ESL teacher in the district.
We can't hear you. Speak in the mic.
Sure thing. I used to be an ESL teacher in the district, and as an ESL teacher, I had many students from war-torn countries who saw violence, who endured trauma, and those effects were present in the school and as their teacher, and I firsthand saw what it's like to be a refugee living in this country. And that's why I'm here to say that I'm appalled by the activity of whoever runs the Linden Public Schools page. Yesterday, the police department shamefully posted that they came back from a recent trip to Israel to learn some training tactics on how to better improve their abilities in our city. Now, given what's happening in the world, I find it very, very, very offensive, not just to me as a Palestinian, a former teacher and former student in this district, but as someone who advocates for all students without any discrimination whatsoever. At this time, Israel is charged with genocide, not just by the International Court of Justice, but by the UN and by human rights organizations. And so for Linden to like this post is disgraceful because you guys used to always warn us about our activity on social media. And if you are liking posts about our police department partaking in these, with these war criminals, what you're essentially doing is sending the community to your Palestinian students and to the community who you don't speak for that this is something you condone. And so I hold you accountable, and that just shows that you stand with war criminals. So my question to you, and you can answer it whenever you please to, is what are you going to do to fix that? We've seen a genocide before our eyes, and not only has the school community not said a word about it like they did with Ukraine, but 2 years in, and we're still liking posts on Facebook as if we don't have eyes or brains to see the activities of the school district that we used to care about so much. And that's my comment today. So, in fact, I want to know what the school board, because does it represent you? Is this your opinion? And if not, I would love to hear some clarification about why Linden Public Schools page is going on Facebook and liking discriminating posts like that. Thank you. And please comment whenever you feel free to comment on this.
I believe in a situation like this,
Yes.
I believe you should make an appointment to speak with the superintendent and her staff, and you guys could try to figure out what we could do moving forward. This is not a place or a time for us to be discussing this right now. I'm not saying it's not important.
Right.
It is very, very important.
Right.
But I think that you should really schedule an appointment to speak with the superintendent and her administrative staff to see what we can do to help contribute and make a difference. School is a place that students learn.
Yes.
And because it's a place that students learn, and we are the giver of the education for kids' future, I am sure they would be willing to have a open dialogue with you.
We've had plenty in the past, and this is a repeated act. So the board is also complicit and responsible for what happens on the Linden Public School Facebook page. It's not just Facebook. This is a public forum, right? This is your responsibility as well. So I would appreciate a public comment on that today.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
all right,
know,
but
ma'am.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who have any comments to make? So please make your comments so we could move on.
Good evening, members of the board, superintendent, colleagues in the audience, and community members. As we begin this new school year, I want to take a moment to recognize the dedication of our educators, our staff, and our administrators who work tirelessly to support our students. Every September brings with it new opportunities, fresh challenges, and the hope that together we can continue to strengthen our schools, because unity is our strength. Our union members are deeply committed to the district and to its students. We know challenges lay ahead, but we also know the power of partnership. Our union believes that open dialogue and mutual respect will allow us to overcome obstacles and build a stronger school community. At the end of the day, we all share the same goal, providing the very best education and opportunities for our students. On behalf of the members, as president of the Linden Education Association, I thank you for the support and look forward to a productive school year together for the good of our students, our staff, and most importantly, our students. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the superintendent would like to say something.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Martin Cooper. Welcome back. So I wanted to just piggyback to Ms. Sumreen. You made that comment, and I wanted to share that. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Our social media presence represents the entire district, and we take responsibility seriously. Sometimes our social media presence and interactions may happen quickly. Sometimes someone who put it on there may not be fully have considered how it is perceived by others. So now that you bring this to our attention, I will look into it with my communications team to learn exactly where this happened and to ensure that we have a more proactive approach. Please, at any time, if you see something, please contact my office immediately, because it will come through me, then I can get on speaking with the communication team about any concerns. But more importantly, the door is always open for educating, in advance so that we can ensure that what's put on social media is a fair representation of equality and strength as a diverse community.
Thank you, Dr. Perkins. Anybody else in the audience? Is there anyone online? No one online? Okay. All right. As president of the board, I would like to make my opening remarks. On September 3rd, Linden students returned to school after a long break. This is a time that brings excitement for some, but anxiety for others, especially for those students starting school for the first time and those students returning to school after a challenging year behind them. But it is important for all of us to ease anxiety and to ease stress. Parents, teachers, staff, and the community, we all play a role in easing the transition for our students returning to school. Parents, there are things you can do to help your children. 1, you should attend orientation, parent-teacher meeting, or sports events to meet teachers, staff, and other parents. This can reduce the anxiety your children are facing. Attend parent-teacher meeting to show your children that their education is a priority. Encourage your children to talk with a trusted adult when needed, whether a teacher or a guidance counselor. Assure your children that school is a safe place and teachers are here to help your children adjust to their classroom. Meeting your children's teacher can provide you with the opportunity to ask questions and to get answers. Parents, please create a schedule for your children. Give your children bedtime and morning routine. Cut down on their screen time and replace it with homework time. Encourage your children to take responsibility for tasks like packing their bags for school and managing their homework. This simple task can build confidence. Because of the crazy world we live in, practice positive self-talk with your children. Teach your children to imagine that the world could be a better place for all of us to live in. Work with your children to develop coping strategies and contact their school for ideas on how you could collaborate positively with your children. Parents, please be mindful of your words and your attitudes. Even if you have negative feelings about the school, the teacher, and the staff, avoid expressing these feelings in front of your children. Your children could absorb the negative energy. Always encourage your children and be mindful of how your words can influence your children's outlook on the school and on the world. This can affect your children's ability to learn. Be patient, be loving, be an active participant in your child's life and in your child's future. Listen without judgment, and do not be afraid to ask for help if you feel overwhelmed. A strong, supportive system creates healthy coping mechanisms and strategies that we all could live by. Thank you. Our next agenda item is our superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. Welcome back, everyone, to another promising school year. As I reflect on our successful opening, I am proud of how our entire community has come together to support our students, our staff, and our district's mission. Staff retirements. We have Greg Cincinnati. He began his career in 1998, and he has served as a custodian at multiple schools. He's currently at school number 2 until December 2025 retirement. We have George Wackett, another custodian. He started in 2015, and he has worked his way up to reporting custodian at Linden High School. He's retiring in May of 2026 after 11 years of service. Thank you both, Greg and George, for your dedication to Linden Public Schools, students, and families. Honoring those that we have lost, Mr. Stephen J. Hopday, Sr., served as a part-time attendance officer from 1999 to 2010 and passed away on September 7th, 2025. The Linden Board of Education extends deepest condolences to his family and remembers his years of dedicated service to the district. Our district data profile as we start the new school year. Our enrollment has increased by 31 students. Currently, we have 6,379 total students. Grade 7 currently has the highest enrollment of students at 498. Our student population continues to grow, and our Hispanic student population is at a 54.1%, reflecting our district's continued diversity. Discipline data shows significant improvements with substantial reductions in suspension and increased use of alternative interventions for our academic counseling program. For staff needs, we currently have 30 open positions, including 12 paraprofessionals and 11 special education teachers. Staff attendance shows 30% out of 53% requiring substitutes, highlighting our ongoing staffing challenges. I am personally committed to addressing these vacancies and am actively involved in developing comprehensive recruitment strategies, working directly with our communication team, innovative campaigns. We're exploring partnerships, and also with international educators as well as local colleges. For September celebrations, I want to personally thank our faculty and staff for their continued excellence and dedication. We're currently celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th through October 15th. And I was honored to welcome Navy Admiral Rodenberg to our NJROTC program this week, which supports our district's vision of fostering innovation and helping students uncover their unique potential. Board member Armstead was there, and we thank her for her ongoing support and focus on our youth programs. It continues to be invaluable to our success as a district. For security updates, we are currently ensuring that all of our schools and students are aware of different types of crisis drills. Our Director of Security, Mr. Aslan, has been going around the schools and have been working with city law enforcement to ensure that immediate notification capabilities and visible exterior alerts are up and running to enhance our student safety and security for all. For technology achievement, I am pleased to say that we, Linden Public Schools, is now an Apple Distinguished School District. This status granted us not only because we're demonstrating innovation, leadership, and academic excellence through technology, but it also shows that our one-to-one device programs, as well as more than 75% of our staff being certified as Apple teachers, that we are in alignment with future-ready skills. We are the first district in New Jersey with over 6,000 students that has become an Apple Distinguished District. So thank you to all of our staff who has helped make this possible for us. We will be celebrating more at a later date. Seoul Middle School was the last school in our district to receive the recognition. For our communication, we currently have a new district mobile app, and it's updated in our Genesis platform. It helps to provide our families with channels of open communication. So please, you may go on our website, and you can also go to the App Store and click on Linden Public Schools, and you can download the communication app. Back to School Nights will begin on September 29th, and it will run through October 7th. The dates are posted on our website, as well as all schools have provided information to families. Note that some of our schools are going to be running concurrently on the same evenings of either a Monday, Tuesday, or a Wednesday. Lunch application processes have continued, and lunch applications for this school year will expire the third week of October. It is imperative that every parent fills out the lunch application to ensure that we have students given opportunities to qualify for free or reduced lunch. If you have any questions about that lunch form, please contact your school. And also, there will be availability for support at Back to School Nights. As we continue to look forward for this school year, I'm committed to continuing to visiting the schools regularly, supporting the staff, and also ensuring that our students are receiving quality education that they deserve. I am a large proponent of being a collaborative leader, working with the staff and hearing what they have to say, and also ensuring that our students are in an environment where they feel safe and open to share what they are thinking. So again, thank you to our staff, to our administrators, and now to our parents and the overall community for our continued support to ensure that we're empowering all of our learners at Linden Public Schools. And now I'm going to turn it over to our business administrator, who's going to share a presentation on our facility upgrades that have been taking place over this summer. Let me go to Ms. Keno.
Is there a button? I don't need it, it's fine. All right, good evening. It is September. The entire summer, and actually a little bit before it, and even a little bit after it, and as we'll see, we're still continuing. We have been doing a lot of construction work throughout the district. So we wanted to take this time now to kind of go over, because we have been doing a lot of work, but to kind of give you guys an idea of some of the board accomplishments specifically in the 2025 summer. Before I even get into any of this, I would not be able to really talk about this if it wasn't for the work of our two maintenance supervisors. So I wanted to take the time up front to thank Jay Anderson. Jay, take a bow. And Rolly Ramirez, who is on a much needed and deserved vacation. But they've been tirelessly working in regards to this. So again, I just wanted to thank them. So we're going to kind of do a round, go around the district and see some of the work that we've been doing. The first one is obviously here, school number 1. The construction that we were doing this summer included renovations to create 3 small group instruction spaces and 1 office, which has been done here down here in the first floor area, as well as a creation of a secured hallway for the principal's office, and new ceiling tiles and lights on the main hallways for 2 of the floors. But we could talk about this stuff, but I thought it'd be good to show you guys some of the images of what we have been doing. All the way to the left, that is the new hallway for the principal's office to make it more secure. The second picture is the offices. That actually is currently being done. The work is expected to be completed over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then the last 2 pictures show the hallway lights and ceiling tiles. And we're going to be talking a lot about lights and ceiling tiles. It really, the pictures show it that we have up here are nice, but really when you get into the areas, you can really see the difference, especially if you kind of go into some of the other areas that haven't had those upgrades. But we've been upgrading it with LED lighting, which really serves 2 purposes. One, it is making the space brighter and more inviting to our students, but it's also helping to reduce overall costs for the district because the LED lighting does result in lower energy cost. Next up, we have school number 2. We're having those bathrooms renovated. A lot of the common bathrooms are being done. The 2 bathrooms behind the gymnasium have been completed. There is a bathroom in the main hallway that will be completed by the end of October. We also had classroom doors installed on the lower basement classrooms, as well as an HVAC install. There's a new playground piece of equipment that will be forthcoming over the next 2 weeks. So this shows the school 2 work. The first 2 pictures are of the new bathrooms, and then the last 2 are of the doors. School 4, we had the science rooms renovated. There were 3 science rooms that were renovated at School 4. This is continuing. We began this last year. We've done 1 elementary. We did 3 science rooms at each of the middle schools. Last year, we're doing 3 more science rooms at each of the middle schools and 3 science rooms at school number 4. We also did hallway ceiling tiles and lights. We did an HVAC upgrade for the cafeteria, the new gym floor install, as well as new gym wall padding. That work should be completed by the end of this month. We'll see a picture that the floor work has actually been completed. The wall padding is currently being done. So this is a picture of the new one of the School 4 science rooms. This shows the lighting upgrades and ceiling tile replacements in the hallway. The HVAC work that was done in the cafeteria. Not mentioned here, we also installed new curtains in regards to the windows in the cafeteria. And as you can see, and this picture was just taken today, the new gym floor that was done at School 4, as well as the padding that is currently being put in. School 5, we did bathroom work. We actually did renovations of all the kindergarten bathrooms, which is the pictures 1 and 3. We also did 2 sets of bathrooms by the gym area, and we were also able to create a new storage area behind the gym floor, or actually behind the gym room. School number 5 also had hallway lighting done. We didn't replace the ceiling tiles, but we did replace the lights. Again, it made the whole, all the hallways really a lot brighter. School 6, we did new backboards in the gymnasium, which is in the first picture. We did new paving by the playground. Not shown here, but it's on order, is a pickleball net that will be installed on the side of the playground. We did do renovations of the bathrooms behind the gym, which are the bottom 2 pictures. We have further bathroom renovations that are scheduled to be done during the 25-26 school year, stretching into the summer of 2026. School number 8, we just have 1 main project that we're looking to do there, not because we don't love School 8, as Michelle would say, School 8 is great. School 8 has gotten a lot of work done. We actually kind of struggle to find some of the work to do, but this is actually an area of concern. Currently, handicap parking is in front of the dumpster. We've reached out to our architect to come up with what we hope is a better solution. This is actually a proposal from the architect that we are looking to obviously get the board to sign off on, and then to look to the city to approve as well. But it would basically be moving 2 parking spots onto the side of the building, right off the street. School 9 has had new ceiling tiles and lights done, as well as new flooring for the hallways. We are doing bathroom renovations there. There's bathrooms that are being completed behind the gym that will be done by the end of October, as well as some other main bathrooms that will be done during the 25-26 school year. And this is really one of the areas where we did one hallway with the new ceiling tiles and lights, as well as the flooring, which is shown here. We are going to be doing the other hallway over the next summer or 2. But if you really want to see the difference in really what we've been doing and difference that lighting and these kind of upgrades can make, please visit School 9. When you go to the left, that was the way that it used to be. And we weren't able to do everything all at once because obviously we still have summer school and things like that going on, so we can't completely shut down the school. But if you walk into the building, you go to the left, you'll see the way that it used to be. When you go to the right, this is the new setup of it. And like I said, it looks like it's a brand new school. School number 10, we actually did ceiling tiles and lights throughout the entire school in the hallways. So all of the hallways in School 10 have new ceiling tiles and lights. We also renovated the cafeteria. We have new cafeteria equipment as well as new flooring. Soul Middle School, as I spoke about before, we were doing science room renovations, did new ceiling tiles and lights in the hallways and the stairwells, cafeteria, which is currently being worked on. We renovated the guidance rooms on the 2nd floor. We actually painted the entire interior hallways. There's new HVAC that is set to be installed in the cafeteria and the gymnasium, and we also did new seating for the gymnasium. So the new science room, which is on the left, new guidance room renovations, which you can see in the middle, the new ceiling tiles and lights, as well as the painted hallway, which is on the right. We also, as we spoke about before, renovated bleacher seating, and this is on the right-hand side, there's a picture of the new lighting near the main office. McManus Middle School, we did new science rooms, renovated the guidance room. We were actually able to create an office space inside one of the locker rooms. We repaved the driveway. We put in new shades for the auditorium. So now that, I don't know if you've ever been in there, there used to be light that used to shine right in from the sun, and now we're able to darken it for our events. Bathrooms are being renovated. This is going to be completed by the fall. And HVAC for the cafeteria, this is going to be work that's done during the 25-26 school year. Here's the new science room, one of the new science rooms at McManus. The guidance office, it had like, I don't want to say, it had like temporary type walls up, which wasn't very secure, wasn't very good for interactions with the guidance counselors and the students. We put in permanent walls there. We also, like I said, have renovated some of the bathrooms, repaved the parking lot, and we did install the new shades for the auditorium. High school, we actually have done a lot of work there this summer. Renovated the cosmetology room, renovated the graphic arts room. We split a science room to create a small group instruction area. We have hallway ceiling tiles and lights that were done at the last building, renovated the nurse's office at the last building. We will be splitting the shop class. That is a construction project that was part of our 25-26 budget. This will be done during the spring and summer of 2026. We were able to renovate 2 classrooms. And actually, the furniture for one of those for the renovations is going to be on tonight's agenda. And the boilers are scheduled to be replaced at both the last and the main building during the 25-26 school year. the cosmetology room really came out great. There's still one or two small little things that we need to do, but we are looking forward to doing a ribbon cutting ceremony shortly, because we're really proud of the work that was done here. This is a picture of the new small group instruction that we were able to create from one of the larger classes in the main building. This is the bathrooms. These are by the locker rooms. That is, again, a work in progress. The last building, this is pictures of the new offices, the nurse's office, as well as the renovation of the graphic arts room, which had new flooring done, new ceiling tiles, new lights, and new equipment purchased. Last building also, and this speaks to the new classrooms that we were renovating. This is on the second floor. This is work that is being done. Again, we had a temporary wall up on the second floor. Some of the equipment that was in there, and this is for technology and science, was a little bit old and outdated. We are looking to, again, completely renovate that. On the right, on the upper right, is a picture of the ceiling tiles and lights for the first floor hallway. And the bottom right is a picture of lighting and ceiling tiles that was done in one of the classrooms. This actually came up last year, but I wanted to make sure that I touched on it. There was a discussion at one of our meetings about how all the mirrors were ripped off of the bathrooms at the high school. So we wanted to show you guys that, we did hear that concern, and we were able to put in installations of those mirrors throughout the main building at the high school. And this we never actually, we did do actually I don't even think we did a ribbon cutting, but this is, we're kind of very, very proud of. This is our high school TV studio. We have in there a control room, podcast room, but really, if you've ever been in there, the room itself looks like it could have been, News 12 could have broadcast out of there. PDRC, minor construction was done here. We have a new sign, because what we realized was that a lot of times people didn't realize that that was our building, and that was actually Linden Public Schools. That is, PDRC is where, while we have the Welcome Center on the one side, we also have registration there. That's where students come, and that's really one of the first places they come to meet and be introduced to our school district. We have also done work at the field house and the track. The field house, the parking lot around there was paved, and we also did repairs to the track. As we spoke about before, and we've spoke about previously, technology, all students have a device, whether it's an iPad or a laptop. The district has worked to install Promethean boards in all classrooms. Last year, the board stressed that we needed to make sure that we had cybersecurity, which is something that includes both protection as well as training of the staff. So every month, staff members are required to do training on all the different threats that are out there in the technology world. And again, and this is really the most, I think, impressive part, is that we've been able to do all of this work without increasing taxes at all for the taxpayers of Linden. We haven't had a tax increase. Again, this is just during my tenure here, but 0% tax increases. And 2 years ago, we actually had a $2 million tax cut, which resulted in big savings for the citizens of Linden. So that's the end of my report. First off, I would like to obviously thank all of the board members. It wouldn't be, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do all of this work. While we do have a lot of work that we did, and we do have a lot of work ongoing, it's something that we're continuing to do. We already have started talking about for the summer of 2026 and what work we potentially would be looking to do. We're also obviously looking at the issues that are facing the district. Like I said, we are investing in the schools themselves, trying to find areas where we can reduce costs. Energy efficiency is one of the big ways that we can reduce costs. We have done that in a number of ways, like I've spoke about, with LED lighting, upgrades to HVAC, whether it is more energy efficient boilers or energy efficient HVAC units. We're also looking at various funding ways that we can do this. We do have the ability, and we are discussing with our architects about doing what's called direct install, but long story short in regards to that is it would be a way for us to do these upgrades without any cost to the district, and the payment of that would be done through the savings achieved with the upgrades. We're also looking at different funding. We did have recently approved the bond council for 25-26 to explore the possibility of financing, and the reason why we would be looking to finance is that there is an availability of potentially 40% funding from the state for work that we're doing. But obviously the elephant in the room is the space issues, so I want to let the board and the public know that we are also working on that. We are scheduling meetings with the architect, projecting out our enrollment for the next 5 years, and basically trying to figure out how many classes we're going to be short. Then coming up with a plan of where we could potentially add classrooms. We've been doing incremental increases. We're actually looking in the 26-27 school year of additional rooms that we could split at the high school. If you've ever been to the last building, a lot of those classrooms are very big. You could almost say that they're a little bit too big for one class to be in there, so we're looking at the possibility of splitting some of those to create another classroom. Like I said, we did split a science room to create a small group instruction. We're looking at splitting the former woodshop room. But again, we're always, we realize whenever we're walking through the building, we're always making notes. Again, I have a whole list of things that I've seen, when we meet with the principals, when we discuss it with the Board of Education. So we always want input as to what we can do to make the schools look better. And finally, we would like to thank our mayor for his support and efforts to improve the schools of Linden. So that's the end of my report. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. What do you board members say? Isn't this awesome?
It's a great job. Thank you.
So this presentation will be posting online so that people can reference it, and I've emailed it to the Board of Education as well.
What is direct install? Would you expand?
Direct install is a program where PSE&G or energy company would be willing to front the cost of lighting, for instance, for installing energy efficient lighting. With the thinking being that if you put energy efficient lighting in your building, it will result in a reduced energy bill for you. So what they say is, okay, if we could do, for instance, the rest of the lighting at school 2, or rather at school 1, and it will result in, maybe $100 savings per month on our energy costs. And what they say is, okay, we'll give you that up front, you will pay us back, but you'll pay us back with the savings you're achieving on your energy bill. So rather than paying for the energy, there will be like a $100 surcharge on our electric bill to pay for it. So we get the benefit of an upgraded energy cost without having to spend any money on it. Once we pay back the install cost, which is usually over like 2 or 3 years, everything going forward from there is savings that the Board of Education can achieve. So it's really, it's a kind of a win-win. It's a way of getting an install in, getting new lighting in at no cost to the district.
That's good.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Serapilia. And that will conclude the superintendent's report.
That's beautiful. At this time, we'll move on to the attorney's report.
Thank you. Before I get into the two items that I'm going to ask for the board's approval on tonight, there is a resolution that the board received from the School Ethics Commission, which we're obligated to read in the record tonight. So with your permission, I'll read that now.
Okay.
All right. Again, this is a resolution from the New Jersey School Ethics Commission. It's agency docket number 209-625. School Ethics Commission docket number T23-25. It's in the matter of Samuel Dela Cruz, Linden Board of Education, Union County. Whereas Samuel Dela Cruz is a school official as defined in the School Ethics Act, serving as a member of the Linden Board of Education, located in Union County, at all times relevant to the matter at issue in the above captioned matter. And whereas by decision dated June 17th, 2025, the School Ethics Commission found that Mr. Dela Cruz failed to comply with the annual training mandate deadline of December 31st, 2024, in violation of NJSA 18A:12-33 and NJAC 6A:28-4.1. And whereas the Commission recommended that the Commissioner of Education impose a penalty of removal, with such removal to become effective immediately upon adoption by the Commissioner of Education. However, if Mr. Dela Cruz completed training before the Commissioner of Education adopted a final decision, which was within 45 days after the mailing date of the Commission's decision, then the Commission recommended that the Commissioner of Education, in lieu of removal, impose a 30-day suspension, with such suspension to become effective immediately upon adoption by the Commissioner of Education, provided Mr. Dela Cruz provided written notice of successful completion of the training requirement. And whereas Mr. Dela Cruz did not complete training following the issuance of the Commission's June 17th, 2025 decision. And whereas by decision dated August 8th, 2025, and because Mr. Dela Cruz did not complete training following the issuance of the Commission's decision, the Commissioner of Education concurred with the penalty recommended by the Commission and ordered Mr. Dela Cruz's removal from the board. And whereas NJAC 6A:28-9.11D provides that for a penalty of censure, suspension, or removal, a resolution shall be adopted at the Commission's next meeting following the Commissioner's imposition of the sanction, and the resolution shall be read at the Board's next public meeting following adoption by the Commission, shall be posted in such places as the Board posts its public notice for no less than 30 days, shall be published online on the district's website, if available, for no less than 30 days, and the reading of the resolution shall be memorialized in the Board's meeting minutes, and once approved, a copy of the minutes shall be forwarded to the Commission. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Commission adopts this resolution stating that Mr. Dela Cruz is hereby removed as a school official for having been found to have violated NJSA 18A:12-33 and NJAC 6A:28-4.1. And be it further resolved that the Board is ordered to read this resolution at its next regularly scheduled public meeting following the Commission's adoption, to post it in such places as the Board posts its public notice for a period of 30 days, and to publish it online on the district's website, if available, for no less than 30 days. And be it further resolved, the Board shall provide the Commission with the minutes once adopted from the meeting at which it reads the within resolution. So that's the resolution. we fulfilled our obligation to read it into the record at tonight's meeting, which is the first meeting after this decision was rendered. Certainly after we received it. We received this, we didn't receive it till the Tuesday after our last meeting. It came in on August 26th. So this is the next meeting following receipt. We will have to post it wherever we post public notices for the next 30 days, publish it on the website for the next 30 days, and John, you'll send the meeting minutes down to the commission, which reflect that we did read this into the record. With that said, if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them before I move on to the next two items on the attorney report.
Thank you. I think we're all set.
All right, seeing no questions, I respectfully request a motion and a second to approve the following two resolutions. One is to approve a sidebar agreement with the Linden Education Association. This is the agreement to grant full-time release to the LEA president for a period of 1 year. It's for this school year. That agreement will expire June 30th of 2026. And the second one is to approve a settlement agreement and release with one of our students that was negotiated by special counsel. That's really all I can share with you about that out here.
Thank you. At this time, I'll ask to make a motion to approve items 1 and 2 on the attorney's report and ask for a second. Second. Any discussion that can be held on the floor? Roll call.
Ms. Pino,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Armstead,
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo,
Yes.
and Dr. Berghammer.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to the education report.
Schools and Assistant Superintendent presents the following motions to the Linden Board of Education for approval. I approve item 1 through 31. Respectfully ask for a second.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Pino,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Armstead,
I would like to recuse myself from 8-3, 9-70, and 9-71, but yes to all other agenda items.
Did you get that?
it was 8-3, 9-
70, 71, and yes to everything else.
Okay. Ms. Carrillo
Yes.
and Dr. Berghammer.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to the finance report. The Finance Committee, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Business Administrator Board Secretary, present the following motions to the Linden Board of Education for approval. Items 1 through 33. I respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Pino,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Armstead,
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo,
Yes.
and Dr. Berghammer.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to Buildings, Grounds, and Securities Report. The Buildings, Grounds, Security Committee, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools and the Business Administrator Board Secretary, present the following motions to the Linden Board of Education for approval. Items 1 through 12. Respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
Roll call.
Ms. Pino,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Armstead,
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo,
I would like to recuse myself from item 5. Yes to all other items.
and Dr. Berghammer.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to the Planning and Policy Report. Planning and Policy Committee, upon a recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following motion to the Linden Board of Education for approval. Items 1 through 4. Respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Pino,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Armstead,
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo,
Yes.
and Dr. Berghammer.
Yes.
Thank you.
She said she wanna go into executive.
At this time, the board would like to make a motion to go into executive session. I respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
And roll call.
Ms. Pino?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Armstead?
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo?
Yes.
And Dr. Berghammer?
Yes.
At this time, we're going to go into executive session to discuss our personnel matters, and we'll be back out to go over that part of the agenda, and then we'll be back for public comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
A motion to return to public session. Respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Pino?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Armstead?
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo?
Yes.
And Dr. Berghammer?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move on to the personnel report.
The Personnel Committee, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, presents the following motions to the Linden Board of Education for approval. All appointments and reappointments are contingent upon and may be modified based on student participation and the district's receipt of sufficient state school aid and other revenue funding. I make a motion to approve items 1 through 37. I respectfully ask for a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Pino?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Armstead?
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo?
Yes.
And Dr. Berghammer?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to move on to comments from the public. Members of the public desiring to make a public comment may come forward at this time. For those watching online, if you wish to make a comment or ask a question, please utilize the Raise Your Hand feature on the online meeting platform. Please begin your comments by stating your name and address. Individuals are invited to speak on one topic at a time, and no individual will speak more than once until all individuals so desiring have spoken once. The public is reminded that to ensure the efficient and orderly operations of the meeting, members of the public will be limited to speaking on items for 3 minutes.
Hello.
Hello.
Jacob Winchelsky, 361 Amherst Road. In the construction report, you guys didn't mention anything about the LHS gymnasium. I was wondering if there's any insight on that.
Well, the gymnasium wasn't really construction, that was a repair. It was due to flooding that happened over the summer. The gymnasium is been dried out, the supplies have been ordered, and hopefully everything will be up and running sometime to mid to late October.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Jamal Serain. I live at 1908 DeWitt Terrace, Linden. I've lived in Linden for all my life, since '86. I wanted to address a recent Facebook post by the Linden Police Department regarding a recent visit to Israel by Chief Hart representing Linden. The post included thanking the Israeli government for teaching them best practices and referring to them as experienced professionals. As someone who was taught by Linden educators, I was taught how to think critically. So I ask, what are the best practices we've seen by the so-called Israeli experienced professionals for the last 2 years? Murdering over 270 journalists, starving a population of over 2 million civilians, which are much less now due to the mass slaughter of civilians, or buying our politicians. And now, it seems like our local leaders to sway public opinion. How can the place that I called home for so long and taught me the values that I cherish, such as helping the weak, standing up to the oppressed, being proud of diversity, and speaking truth to power? And most of all, sacrifice for what's right. How can Linden associate with such a rogue state that is condemned by almost all the international human rights organizations, the ICJ, for committing a genocide? How can the Linden Public Schools page support such a post when Israel has destroyed almost all the schools and universities in Gaza, killing the majority of women and children seeking refuge in those schools, including, again, UN schools? Would we accept that for ourselves? I ask you to reach deep down into the core of your humanity to speak out against this. Again, because it was posted publicly, it's incumbent upon you, our representatives, to clarify to the public that you don't condone this. And find anything to really clarify. And if you have lost whatever bit of humanity you have, to at least speak out to seem credible. Because again, we're here as educators, supporters of education, and children are a cornerstone of that. And on that note, I implore you to educate yourselves on what human rights experts are saying about what's happening in Gaza. What you do next will determine how you're remembered, as this is a critical moment in our history. Our children will learn who supported and who was complicit in the Gaza genocide. Our children are the future, and history will record my stance in condemning Israel and its supporters, and I pray God gives me the ability and the strength to always stand for the weak and speak for the voiceless, because that's what it means to me to represent Linden. Thank you.
Hadil Samrain, 101 West Curtis Street. I understand that it was said that you may not have been aware of the post that was liked on Facebook. However, it is your responsibility to know what your posts represent as the District of Linden. The fact that Linden Public Schools liked that post is absolutely abhorrent and unacceptable. Let me put it into perspective. 680,000 civilians in Gaza have died, the majority being mothers and children that have been killed due to forced starvation and the bombing of residential homes, tents, and hospitals. This isn't the first time our school district has disregarded the ongoing genocide. Only treating it as a side note or current event isn't enough. You want us part of your community when we raise scholars, valedictorians, and make your district look good, but you won't stand up for us. May you never have to watch your family and friends be massacred on a screen and have your community like it. Those views do not represent your community. As my Jewish friends say, never again means never again for anyone. We want a public apology, but more importantly, we want to see activism the same way we saw for other refugee groups who came into our community, like we did for Haitian and Ukrainian community members. We matter too.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharita Morgan, a PTA president for Linden High School, residing at 1216 Monmouth Avenue. I wanted to speak tonight regarding the uniform policies and the cell phone policy, okay? So the PTA is not for or against the uniform policy. Our job is to represent both sides, parents and teachers. Okay, there was an incident at school, or some parents are upset about an incident in school where there was talk about the security mishandling or using disciplinary actions involving checking the back pockets of students. And I called Principal Kuntz. I spoke to him earlier to get some facts on one side. I haven't spoken to the parents, but my job is to listen to everyone, okay? But what I did get a chance to do, because I was working when I got, started talking, I did get a chance to talk to some parents in the PTA and find out what students were saying about what was happening at the school, okay? So I just wanted to get some clarification, and also, after I provide the clarification, I want to offer myself as a bridge between the school and also the community. There are mixed feelings regarding the cell phone policy and also the uniform policy. I'm here to advocate, but I'm also here to provide information, and PTA will continue to provide updated information. When it comes to the uniform policies, if there are any parents who are having trouble affording the uniforms, please contact the school immediately. If the students come to school, they may receive disciplinary actions if they don't have their uniforms, they're not wearing them properly. So to avoid that, if you're having trouble, contact the school immediately and get the ball rolling, okay? So that's the one thing I want to say, and I got this straight from Principal Kuntz. And we want to make sure there's a, no disruption in learning, okay? That's our main goal. Okay, so when I talked to Principal Kuntz, he said security is not instructed to search the backpacks or back pockets for phones. Students may not have phones out during the day. If a phone is seen, a student must place it in the yonder pouch. If a student refuses, the consequence is ACP. And metal detectors are used to check for weapons only, not phones, okay? So my time is running out, so the PTA is not for or against uniform or cell phone policies. But what unites us is making sure the students are set up to succeed. So that means fewer distractions, more learning, and a safe environment, okay? If anybody would like me, if there are any issues, I can attend a meeting with you, set up a meeting with the principal. If there are any issues, if your kids come home and they're upset about something that happened at the school, contact me. My number is 908-313-1973, and I will schedule a time to go to the school with you. Other than that, please make sure you talk to your kids at home about making sure they are properly prepared for school with their uniforms, and also making sure their phones are in the yonder pouches so that we can focus on learning. Sorry, I took like a few more seconds. Appreciate everybody.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Kim Kafalis, technology teacher, School 8 and School 10. I'm just wanted to say congratulations to the district for becoming Apple Distinguished District. It makes me so, so happy. We started this journey in 2013. It's been 12 years. And to get to where we are now is just a testament to the support that we get from the administration and from the technology department. I was telling Dr. Berghammer that I had the pleasure to be on an Apple webinar yesterday with some teachers, 120 teachers in New York, and they asked me to be on the guest speaker, and one of the things they wanted was to look to Linden as a role model, and to be representative of that and to hear that we are a role model for other people just makes me really proud, and just wanted to say thank you for the dedication to technology and for helping our students succeed in a new digital world. So thank you so much.
Hey, Kim, is Linden the #1 in the nation now? Where I know we Apple Distinguished, but I think I read somewhere that we #1 in the nation. Is that so?
I'm not really sure. Dr. Perkins would probably know the answer to that, but there are so few Apple Distinguished Schools globally. So Apple Distinguished School is a global program. So it's not just, when I had gone to the event a couple of years ago, there were people there from Mexico, from Australia, from all over, right? So Apple Distinguished Schools is a global society. So to be in a global society is really unique, right? When you look at the number of Apple Distinguished Schools in New Jersey, just in New Jersey, right? We have 11, right? How many schools do we have?
11.
We have 11 of, I think there's 18 in New Jersey. So we have 11 of the 18. Right? So when you go to these kinds of things and you say that you're from Linden Public Schools and you're in this Apple community, it's like you're on a whole different level. So to be representative of that. It's just a really great experience because people really are looking to us because we have started this in 2013, right? Most people have started this after the pandemic, right? So the pandemic came and they were like, oh my God, what are we gonna do, right? And we were set up, like we were good, we were ready to pivot just like that. We had Seesaw already, we had Canvas already, we were ready to go, right? Where a lot of districts literally at that point had to make the decision of what do we do, right? And then moving forward, right? Just because we're out of COVID doesn't mean that we don't use technology anymore. I mean, the amount of technology growing is rapid. I can't even keep up with it some days, and I'm on blogs every night, and I can't even keep up with it, right? So with the AI expansion, with the way that students are learning, it's just different. So to be part of that group is just, it's a wonderful, wonderful recognition, so.
Thank you very, very much. Dr. Perkins, isn't Linden one of the top in the nation when it comes to Apple Distinguished?
Well, we're the largest school district to in New Jersey to receive the Apple Distinguished recognition. So yes, that is noteworthy. We will be sharing this out. We're actually going to be presenting at school boards next month. And we're also going to be hosting for other districts to continue to come in to Linden so that they can learn and grow under innovative ideas and also creative students and staff. So yes, it's an amazing recognition.
What, for someone who is watching online, what does Apple Distinguished mean?
Apple Distinguished means, well, first, again, all of our products, our technology products fall under Apple. But teachers and schools had to be certified in their teaching and learning platform. So teachers received Apple certification. I was, many years ago, those were big school goals for our district, and as each year goes on, we have more than 75% of our teachers who are Apple certified, and that requires them taking trainings and then tests to pass to become Apple certified in how to teach children. On top of that, how are the products being used to support student learning? We have many of our devices that help our multilanguage learners, those assistive devices that are used to ensure that learning is at the level of the person in front of that device. And so we also had to apply to become an Apple certified school. So each school would have to go through a rigorous criteria of how we're showing creativity and innovation with technology through the lens of students. It's all student-led teaching and learning. And so with this process, our schools we have technology teams of students and teachers called Vanguard that they go in, they're student leaders, they help teachers, they help parents, they help move education forward through these devices. And so for this rigorous platform of where technology stands, as each of the schools have worked hard to ensure that technology is at the forefront, Seoul Middle School was the final school to receive Apple Distinguished School status, and so as a result, all of our schools are an Apple Distinguished, so now we are an Apple Distinguished District. And again, this is an amazing recognition. We're talking with our Apple representatives. They're already speaking about global platforms to continue to showcase what we're doing, to bring students to the forefront of understanding that learning is in their hands, right, through this device. And so we're just very excited that Apple just put out their press release on September 16th. So we just got permission today that we can publicize it, and we will be having a larger celebration across the district because this is the first time in history that Linden Public Schools in New Jersey, the largest district in New Jersey, to become an Apple Distinguished District. And that's to be celebrated.
That's very good.
This is when we clap, all right?
Thank you. Is there anyone online? No. At this time, we're going to move on to new and unfinished business from the board. Is there anything that my colleagues would like to discuss? New and unfinished. At this time, we're going to move on to adjourning tonight's meeting. I respectfully ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting and ask for a second.
Second.
Motion and second.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Pino?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Armstead?
Yes.
Ms. Carrillo?
Yes.
And Dr. Berghammer?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.